Allahumma malik al-mulk. تُؤْتِي الْمُلْكَ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتَنْزِعُ الْمُلْكَ مِمَّنْ تَشَاءُ. You grant dominion, you grant power, you grant authority, you grant sovereignty to whoever you want. And you pull it away from whoever you want. This is a fact. We're declaring to Allah, you do this at your discretion. Whoever you decide gets power. Whoever you decide, you start pulling power away from them. The interesting thing about the Arabic of this part of the ayah is the word mulk is used twice. تُؤْتِي الْمُلْكَ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتَنْزِعُ الْمُلْكَ مِمَّنْ تَشَاءُ. Even though you can use a dhamir, you could say تُؤْتِي الْمُلْكَ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتَنْزِعُهُ مِمَّنْ تَشَاءُ. You could just replace it with a pronoun. In other words, in English you could say, you give power to whoever you want, and you pull it away from whoever you want. You could say the word it the second time. But he uses the word power or dominion or kingdom again the second time. And when you do that in the ancient Arabic, the purpose of that is to maybe not even refer to two different kinds of power or two different sets of power, but the same power. Now what does that mean in simple English? It means, when you first hear, you give power to whoever, you take it away from whoever. You give kingdom to whoever, you take it away from whoever. You think he gave it to one person and you took it away from another person, right? That's what comes in our mind. But the use of mulk twice like that teaches us something more. It teaches us that he can give it to someone and then take it away from the same one. The one he gave it to is the one he can take it away from. That's up to him. He decides. It's not even he gave to one and took something else from another. Subhanallah. That Allah did not ever hand someone a blanket endorsement. Here, you have power, you get to keep it forever. Nope. I'll decide, Allah will decide rather, when you get it, when you have it, and He will decide when it's taken away from you. He'll decide that too. The terms of that power don't come from an election term, they don't come from a duration of a presidency, they don't come from the health of a ruler. That comes from Allah. When will they have it? When will it be taken away? That's the first lesson here. The second lesson is Allah separated this from izzah. تُؤْتِي الْمُلْكَ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتَنْزِعُ الْمُلْكَ مِمَّنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُعِزُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُذِلُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ. Whoever you want, you give power. You pull it away from whoever you want. Then He says you give izzah. وَتُعِزُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُذِلُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ. Well, what in the world is izzah? Izzah basically is two things. One meaning of izzah is authority. So anybody who has authority over us has a kind of izzah, but it's not only authority. Izzah also means respect, dignity, karam. There are people, sometimes they have authority, but they don't have respect. Maybe there are police officers that have authority, but because they've been abusive in their neighborhood, the community doesn't respect them. That happens. It could be some government has authority, but they're not respected. That's possible. It's also the opposite, also possible. Sometimes people are respected, but they have no authority. It could be a teacher or an intellectual or a writer that is respected for their ideas, but they have no authority to implement their ideas. Nobody actually takes their ideas and does something with them. So they have respect, but they don't have authority. That can happen. But when someone has izzah, they actually have both. They command respect and they command authority. Now Allah is taking it a step further. He's separating mulk from izzah. Those are two separate things. Just because you have power doesn't mean you have respect. Doesn't actually mean you have authority in the hearts of people. You may have authority on paper. You're the king. You're the ruler. But that doesn't mean people have accepted your authority or they respect your authority. That can happen. So Allah says He can give kingdom, He can give dominion and take dominion away, but that kingdom and that dominion does not necessarily mean that someone has izzah too. He separated those two concepts from each other. It's a remarkable thing that Allah did. Because in the world's eyes sometimes, whoever has power must also have respect. And they come up with fake forms of respect because they won a certain position. Then they have to have an inauguration to honor them. They have to have ceremonies to celebrate and respect them. Or when you go meet them, you have to have a certain kind of decorum. All of these formalities to show that this person has respect. But Allah is teaching us that actually true respect and true authority and true honor is not something you can get from a ceremony. You can't get it on a piece of paper. You can't get it because you're sitting at a certain podium or living in a certain palace. It doesn't come from that. Allah gives that in the hearts of people. Allah puts that in the hearts of people. So somebody could be living in the highest palaces, but not command any respect. No izzah whatsoever, even though they think they have mulk. So He says, تُؤْتِي الْمُلْكَ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتَنْزِعُ الْمُلْكَ مِمَّنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُعِزُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُذِلُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ. By the way, izzah also means strength. Really interesting contrast. Not just respect, but also means strength. Like Allah says, فَعَزَّزْنَا بِثَالِثٍ. In Surah Yasin, we reinforce two prophets with a third one. We strengthen them. The word izzah was used for that too. In other words, just because you have kingdom, doesn't mean you have strength. Sometimes there are people who have the label, but they have no actual power. They don't have the izzah to do something. They just have that authority. How many times does this happen in our personal lives? I don't just want you to think about politics. I want you to think about our personal lives also. How many times can it be that a father has authority on paper? Officially, he's the provider for the family. He's supposed to have that some level of mulk, but he has no power to make his son or daughter do something or say something or change their behavior at all. Powerless. Also, sometimes he's got that authority, but he's not respected at all, has no izzah. So he says, تُؤْتِي الْمُلْكَ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتَنْزِعُ الْمُلْكَ مِمَّنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُعِزُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُذِلُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ. تُذِلُّ also means to humiliate. You humiliate whoever you want, but it also means you make powerless whoever you want.